I'd like to introduce another Carey School alumni, Mildred Barton, in her Panther Points of Pride video.
Okay, I'm Mildred Barton. I graduated from Carey High School in 1946. My parents are Purcell and Stella Hunt, and we moved to Carey in 1927. I've lived here ever since. About 80 years, I guess. On one of the Griffin places down below town. Oh, we had a 4-roomed house and there was 7 of us. And we got along just great. Oh, I don't know, I had wonderful memories. I wasn't really a top student, but I'll bet I had more fun than anyone. Playing basketball mostly. I loved basketball. Good heavens, that's been a year or two ago.
Okay.
But we played half court. I was a forward, and we only played halfway, and then the guards played the other half.
Oh, so you didn't run the full court?
No, we didn't run the full court. They didn't think that was good for girls. That's about all we had was basketball and football. And that was it. I had some good teachers. Of course, Mrs. Billingsley was my favorite. Mrs. Burkhart and Mary J. Evans. And several principals. I think Mr. York was the strictest. All he had to do is walk in a room and look around and everyone was still. No one fooled with him. Oh, Frida Coates and Merlene Sparks, Mary Baird. We were really good friends. Rode horses. And Nancy was my horse, but Dad sold her because she couldn't run fast enough, because he was a racehorse man. He loved racehorses. And we had one horse that was really fast if you could get her there. So Ronald and Donald one day got on each side of me. I was in the saddle, and they got on each side and took hold of the bit and led me up to the rodeo grounds. And oh, that horse could run fast. And I thought I was going to make it all the way around, but someone had there used to be a fence around board fence around the log pole fence around the racetrack. And someone had let one of the poles down and she saw it. And she jumped over that and spun me off on a post. And I lit on Bolly Pyra's car and dented it. And the cops picked him up and wouldn't believe that a girl had lit on his hood of his car and dented it. Oh, we had a lot of fun. I spent a lot of time with Frida and her mother and Mary Baird. Mary Baird was probably my closest friend. Well, I was going to be a secretary, I thought. I thought that'd be kind of neat because I loved to type. That was my favorite thing, was typing. And so when I went to college, I was very good at it. And the teacher said, I and a gal that had been in the Navy was going to college. And she said, well, you two girls are good enough that you don't have to come every day if you don't want to. But we both did just to have something to do. It was so fun at Albion. It was Southern Idaho College of Education. Anyway, then I got married. Oh, well, just a housewife and helping with the ranch. I can sure milk cows. I could at one time. 50. Yeah, we got up to 50. And I never did mind it. I can remember even milking by hand. I didn't mind that either. My dad always had the prettiest hands for a man. He'd come in the barn and take his gloves off and sit down, milk a cow, get up and put his gloves back on. He had very pretty hands. Oh, of course, you're ready for anything when you get out of high school. You can conquer the world. You know that. I don't know, you have to learn to pray. And you really have to trust others. And never give up, that's right. I don't know, they should probably study more. I think they do. I think they do now. We kind of had play day when we were in high school. But I think now they go to school to learn. And I think they do learn. As long as there was grandkids playing basketball or football, I went. And at one time, I don't know whether it's still there or not, but they put a tennis court in. Is it still there?
It is, yeah.
And about the only ones that ever played tennis was Jimmy Simpson and I and Gordon Eccles from Peekaboo. And probably everyone does now, I don't know. My family. And we've acquired quite a bit of land. And I often wish Boyd was still here so he could see it. I just got tired of it and gave it all away to my kids. Yeah, that's all right. I think it was. My lawyer said, "You'll be sorry," but I'm not, because they take care of me. Yeah, I have some good kids. Connie's moved to Gooding. She remodeled her house here, so she decided she needed to get some kind of a little job. So she moved down there, and she works at the Walker Center 3 days a week. Jack's retired. He fishes. Jim's still cowboys. And I think Tony's retired. They go camping, and she tends to her grandkids. And I'd probably talk to my husband, and I'd say, "I hope you've been waiting for me, because I'm quite a ways behind you. I always have been." Well, he bought, that was the Benny Evans place up there at the ranch, and he bought that, and then Justison's owned this, not Keith, but his parents. Yes, we had it down on our, the old home place. And when we moved up here, we had bought that place up there. And I don't remember who moved it up for us, but someone did. I was working at Adamson's store, and Dick and I stood in the window and watched the house go by. And there was a cat sitting in the window. And I think Jim and Tony were in the 3rd grade, and the teacher let them walk down the highway, let the whole class go down the highway to watch the house go by.
Oh.
From the school. Oh yes, we had a riding club for years. Every funeral, it always amazed me, because whoever died was always, they always said they'd been in the Carey riding club. I think there was about 24 in it. And we went all over. We went to Dillon, Montana several times. We went to Winnemucca. We went to Shoshone. We went to Haley. I don't know how many times we went to Winnemucca, maybe twice. And I don't know how many times we went to Dillon, but several at the rodeo. Yeah, there was a lot of people in it. And Boyd was drill master for probably 8 or 9 years. Yeah, it was a fun time. And we did some wonderful maneuvers. Oh, he was just a little boy, and he came down to our place selling cloverine salve, and he was in a little cart with a Shetland hook to it. He went all over the valley, and he took this kid with him, and the kid did the sales part for him, and Boyd drove the team, drove the horse cart.
And that's how you met him?
That's the first time I can remember seeing him. And we used to go to primary. Everyone went to the church house to primary. It didn't matter where they belonged to church or not. The bus stopped and everyone got out and went to primary. And John and Boyd would chase me up and down the aisle. I don't know, I don't remember. Johnny Park was my very first date, I remember that. We had even quit going together. And I went to a New Year's dance with Warren Briggs. Have you ever heard of them? And Boyd was there. And he said, maybe we should get married. And I said, okay, I think that'd be a good idea. I was tired of going to school. And by darn, he showed up. Oh, heavens, I've painted for years. I started when there was some people named Stanford that used to live down on the highway somewhere. No, that's when I was little, probably in the 6th grade.
So you started painting in the 6th grade?
Probably. And then I didn't paint anymore for years. And I don't remember when I started again. Have no idea. Then after a company bought the resort in Arizona, they was going to start charging us $25 to use a room to paint in. And I said, let's fool them. We'll come to my house. And there was only 3 of us. So we painted it from then on in my house. And then when I got 90, I said, I've got to quit this. I can't even draw a straight line anymore. So we did. And I've never put my name on anything. Boyd kept telling me I should, but I never did. Okay. And I'm Mildred Barton, and I graduated from Carey High School. Proud of it.